We observe Native American Heritage Month in November to recognize the achievements and contributions of Native Americans. National Native American Heritage Month was recognized federally for the first time in the United States in 1990. However, the creation of Native American Heritage Month traces its roots back to New York State at the turn of the 20th century, and specifically to the Seneca archaeologist Dr. Arthur C. Parker. As the director of the Rochester Museum and Science Center, Parker fought for Federal Recognition Day for Native Americans throughout the early 1900s. In no small part due to his advocacy, New York became the first state to recognize American Indian Day, which we don't call that anymore, in May 1916, a first step on the path to the month-long recognition we have today. Before I turn it over to our guest speaker, I wanted to take a moment to introduce her. Natalie Moore Lopez is the mother of Zachary in nursery and Xavier in second grade. She is also an alumna of Buckley, class of 1998. And after Buckley, she went to Friends Academy and then on to Princeton. She is also a proud member of the Red Team. She arranged for all of our performers today, so we really do owe her a big thank you and a round of applause.
Hello and welcome. My name is Natalie, and as previously said, I'm both a parent and an alumna of Buckley. The language I welcomed you with is Otum, the language of my ancestors, the Tonotum. Thank you to Buckley for having us here for this assembly. We are here today as a handful of the many Native Americans still living on this land to honor and share with you some of our customs and traditions during this month that is Native American Heritage Month. I want to start today by acknowledging that this school is on the island of Long Island, the homeland of the Matinecock. These lands are the intertribal trade lands and under the stewardship of many more nations. We acknowledge the systematic erasure of many nations and recognize those still among us. The New York City and Long Island area is home to over 185,000 Native Americans, First Nations, and Indigenous people, the largest of any urban area across Turtle Island, the traditional Native name for what is now North America. Some have tribal roots in this area, while others have tribal roots from all across the country. We pay respect to all Native people, past, present, and future, and their continuing presence in their homeland. We offer our care and gratitude to the Indigenous people of many nations who continue to act as stewards of the land to this day, and encourage you to learn more about these vibrant communities still among us. I would like to first introduce you to the drum group who will be singing here for us today. I'm going to turn the microphone over to them so they can introduce themselves, tell you where they are from, and speak to you about the history of the drum.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ralph Melendez. We are the Silver Cloud Singers. We're an intertribal drum that's been traveling across Indian country as well as the world, as far as Brazil. We've performed pretty much everywhere throughout Indian country. I am Taino, Arawak, from the Arawak tribe. I've been singing and dancing since I'm 4 years old. I've had the privileges of singing with these gentlemen for a very long time. Most of them I've known my entire life. So I'd like to pass the mic off on to Lance Richmond.
Good afternoon, my name is Lance Richmond, Mohawk from the Akwesasne community in upstate New York. My parents and I moved to the New York City area in 1976, which was 2 years ago.
Biwa Paleo, thank you all for coming. My name is John Scott Richardson. I'm an enrolled member of the Hanawasa Pony tribe in eastern North Carolina. I'm also Tuscarora lineage as well. I moved to New York about 10 years ago, and most American Indian communities, when we come from a community, we always look for that community when we go to other places. And so this drum welcomed me, and I've been singing with this drum ever since I've been in New York. Thanks to one of our former our late member and leader of the drum, Mr. Kevin Tarrant. So thank you very much for having us.
Good afternoon, my name is Steve Smith. I'm Eastern Band Cherokee and Lumbee from North Carolina. Born and raised in New York City, but made sure that my family would return me back down south so I would know my roots. Thank you for having us today. I hope you enjoy it.
So what we'd like to do for you guys first is do our flag song. So every day when you guys do the Pledge of Allegiance, we do it a little differently. We do it on Native American culture, Native American language. We'll be singing our flag song for you. So if you could all rise while we sing this song, that'd be greatly appreciated.
We are going to move on now to an exhibition of dance styles. Before we talk about the different styles, I want to introduce to you some terminology briefly. The outfits you see us wearing today are called regalia. They are not costumes, as we are not dressing up as something we're not. They are also not traditional outfits from thousands of years ago. Our regalia is handmade for each individual, so each reflects something about that person. The color choices, the beadwork, the fabrics all speak to who the wearer is and are all handmade by people we know. For example, the regalia I have on has a hummingbird on it, as well as the water pattern that's indicative of my tribe. Both are an homage to where my ancestors are from. We take great pride in our regalia, and it is a living, breathing, ever-evolving thing that we add to or change if we choose. So now let's move on to the dance styles themselves. The first dance style you will see is called the men's grass dance, which will be danced by Mr. Ralph Melendez, who you were already introduced to at the drum. Grass dance originated in the northern plains and was traditionally done when the men were sent out first to prepare the area for others by flattening the long grass. You will notice the stomping movements that mimic this idea today. As you can see, grass dancers wear brightly colored long ribbons and fringes, a roach on their head, a shirt, pants, apron, headbands, wrist cuffs, armbands, long harnesses, a belt with side drops, bells around the ankles with fur, and moccasins, all of which can be full of intricate matching beadwork. Ready? And now please enjoy an exhibition of grass dance.
Hey,
That was a lot easier when I was younger. As I get older, I start to snap, crackle, pop, kind of like Rice Krispies. Anyway, thank you for having us here. I want to talk a little bit about the children that are coming up next. You guys have 10 minutes. Peace. Sorry, a little out of breath. So these children over here, we talk about them being our relatives, our nieces, our nephews, even though we're not from the same bloodline, we're the same tribe. All these little ones here are my nephews. I treat them as such. We travel all over the place. We go to powwow after powwow every weekend during the summer. That's part of our lives. We travel from here, Oklahoma, Nebraska, wherever the powwows are. These little ones are our future. They keep what our culture is now alive. Without them, we disappear. So it's important for everyone to understand why we're here, why we do these things. Without those children, we just disappear at some point. So when we say, and a lot of your parents may have heard this before, I'm sure they have, it takes a village to raise a child. These children here, even though we're not from the same bloodlines, are being raised by all of us. My nephews, my daughter, I've got plenty of nieces. When we travel together, it's uncle, it's auntie, it's grandma, it's grandpa. We watch them all. And they may not be blood related to us, but we take care of them. We want to make sure that they grow into what we're doing today. Because without them, there is no tomorrow for us. So I want to introduce to you my nephews. Gentlemen, come on up. They're doing a fancy dance, or men's or young men's fancy dance, which I'll let her speak to about. But they have practiced and worked very, very hard. What you see here is just a taste of what these boys do on a weekend. So, good job, boys.
So as Ralph stated, the next dance you're going to see is men's fancy dance, which will be danced by two young men, Gabe and Xavier. Xavier, you know, is already here in 2nd grade, and Gabe is 9 years old, a 3rd grader elsewhere. Sorry Gabe, he's 8, in 3rd grade. And he is Kiowa, and Xavier is Philadelphia. Men's fancy dance is one of the newer dances, evolving after World War II, and is not specific to any particular tribe. Boys, if you'd like to step out here, I'd like to speak about your regalia a little. No, Zachary, you stay there. Just as fancy dancers. The most obvious difference between fancy dancers and men's traditional dancers, boys turn around, is that they wear 2 bustles on their back, called double bustles, as well as 2 shoulder bustles. The bustles are brightly colored to match their brightly colored aprons, yokes, and side drops. They wear a roach on their head as well, and a headband, angora fur on their ankles, and the dancers carry 2 whips. Fancy dancers look and dance like wild horses. They wear ribbons off their bustles that look like the horse's mane, and the fur on their ankles mimics the horse's leg hair. They wear bright colors with lots of shiny materials and lots of beadwork. They dance quickly to look like a horse with fast movements and spins. Some of the best adult male fancy dancers even include cartwheels and splits in their dancing. And now, please enjoy an exhibition of men's fancy dance. Spread out, Xavier. Spread out, Gabe. every now and then we have regalia malfunctions. It's no big deal. Next up, we will see women's jingle dress, which will be danced by Mia. Mia is 9 years old. Jingle dress originated over 100 years ago when the granddaughter of an Ojibwe medicine man became sick. When the man was sleeping, he had a dream of 4 women wearing jingle dresses and dancing. The women in the dream taught the man how to make the dress, what songs to play, and how to perform the dance. These spirits told him that if he did these things, his granddaughter would be cured. The man woke up and followed what they told him, and invited the whole tribe to watch the little sick girl dance. At the beginning, she was very weak, and she had to be helped. But as she danced, she got stronger and stronger, until by the end, she was able to dance on her own and was completely healed. Today, women and girls dance jingle across the country to represent healing. They wear dresses that are lined with rows and rows of metal cones, like Mia's, that hang from the dress. They also wear an eagle feather in their hair and dance holding a feather fan. If you listen closely while Mia dances, you can hear the cones making their own music as well, almost sounding like a peaceful rain. And now please enjoy an exhibition of jingle dance. The next dance style you will see today is called Women's Fancy Shawl Dance, which is what I will be dancing. Women's Fancy Dance is the most modern dance you'll see today. It originated in the 1960s as a competition-style dance. The story goes that the women thought the men were having a lot of fun with the bright-colored outfits and aerobic movements of the newly evolved men's fancy dance. So they wanted to create their own dance style where they could showcase athletic moves as well. Women fancy dancers wear a shawl that represents the opening of a cocoon and emerging of a butterfly. They have elaborate fringe on the bottom and are often brightly colored. The fringe on the shawl moves with the movement of the dancer as they jump and spin while keeping time with the music. And now please enjoy an exhibition of women's fancy dance.
So we're thinking maybe she'll like 4, 5, 6, 7 times to really see how long she'll last until she passes out. What do you guys think? Come on, come on.
The next dance style you will see will feature our youngest dancer, Zachary, who's 4, and a student here as well. Sorry, all right. All powwows have a category for what we call our tiny tots, who are the youngest dancers out there. We encourage these little ones to get into the circle and dance as soon as they're able to walk. Come out to the middle, Zachary. This style of regalia you see Zachary wearing is for a dance called the chicken dance. It has been performed for centuries and mimics the movements of prairie chickens when they're trying to attract a mate. It symbolizes the connection between native people, wildlife, and nature. They wear bright colored regalia with a round bustle on their back. And now please enjoy the Tiny Tots version of a chicken dance.
Good job, guys. Zachary, Dave, Xavier. I just want to speak real quick about the drum. Again, my name is John Scott Richardson. A lot of times people ask us, what are we singing? Or what are we saying when we're at the drum? Okay, so just to give you an idea, if you think about the vowel arrangements, okay, A, E, I, O, U, and vocal sounds, we arrange those in a way that creates a melody. Okay, and that melody is constructed to fit the style of drum that we're singing. And each style of dance has a different drum beat or different pace. I don't know if you recognize that or not when we were drumming. Okay, and so that's some of the things that we want you to think about, because with this drum, these songs represent each of these various different categories, right? And these songs are composed sometimes from good feelings, from memories, from thoughts that we have, okay? And so, all right? Yeah, so we just wanted to make that known, because a lot of times people think we're chanting, but we're not chanting, okay? Again, and this drum is very old. We treat this drum just like one of us, human beings, right? We treat it with that kind of respect. If everybody would place their hand over their heart for me, what do you feel? You can say it. Your heart, yes. This drum represents the heartbeat. This drum represents the heartbeat of indigenous people. The drum is the oldest instrument in the world, okay? And so to us, as long as that drum is playing and these young people are learning their culture and dancing, our culture will continue, right? And that's how we treat this drum, with that kind of respect. And so when you think about your own heart, think about that drum beat, because you feel it, you connected to that drum. When you're a little baby inside your mommy's tummy, you hear the heartbeat. And that's what that drum represents to us. So I just wanted to share that with you so you have a little bit of understanding when you go to an event and you see different drum styles, right? And so I just wanted to share that with you. Thank you very much.
Just one more time, can everyone give a huge round of applause to these kids? It's not easy to make that. All right, so we have one last dance style that's going to be introduced to you by Gabe. He's going to do what's called the hoop dance. The hoop dance originated in the Southwest United States. Every year, in the spring, there is a hoop dance contest where people come from far and wide to compete to see who is the best hoop dancer in all of Indian country. So Gabe here is just learning, and we're really excited to have him share this with you now.
championship of his future. This young man has dedicated a lot of time inside of his house, outside of his house, in my living room, wherever he can find to manage to fit a hoop. It goes with this child. I'm surprised it hasn't gone to school. Has it gone to school with you yet? Have you taken your hoops to school? No, not yet. Oh, okay, so not yet. You see that key word, not yet there. We are always so impressed with our children, how well they dance and how they pick up what the elders are doing. Me being elder, not that I want to admit to that. But as growing up as a Native American child and watching some of the best fancy dancers, I used to dance with they did until my bones decided not to agree with me anymore. I watched some of the best fancy dancers, one of them being Lance Richmond, who I grew up idolizing, watching him dance through his teens, through his elder years. And we watch, we learn, and that's how we pick up these moves. And even songs that we get, some of the songs are composed by us, some of them are gifted to us. So if we're singing with another drum, that may not be ours, and we tell them, you know what, we really like that song may be gifted to us. And what gifting means is that we're allowed to now sing that song. It's an honor to be gifted another drum song. So if you hear a drum, you say, you know what, that song really moved me. It's very, very pretty. It made me feel good about what I'm doing. That lead singer may gift you that song. So it's a real big honor, especially for us. And we have gifted songs out to other drums that have sat with us and said, you know what, we really love that song. Well, you know what? You've earned the right to have that song and sing it. Sing it in a good way. Sing it with your heart. Everything we do here, we do from our heart. When we sit at that drum with our brothers, it's all that matters to us. It's not our bills. It's not what's going on, around us. We sing and we sing together. We sing for the people that can't anymore. We dance for the ones that can't anymore. We dance for our families. Because the most important thing to us is our families. And every weekend when we're together, it's the best thing in the world. Everyone likes going to Disney. I like singing with my brothers. I like being with my family. So I just wanted to say thank you from all of us for letting us be here and give you just a little bit about our culture. It's something we don't always get to share, but when we get the opportunity, we like to be able to teach people what we really are. You see us wearing this today. It's not something you can go buy at Walmart or at Macy's. Everything is handmade. And I know you guys heard about that earlier, but everything we do from our heart. And that's the only way you do it. Either you do it like that or you just don't do it at all. Wanted to say thank you for putting this together for us. We really do appreciate you offering your school up to us. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope that you have enjoyed having us here today as much as we have enjoyed being here. We would like to conclude this program with a traveling song, which is traditionally sung as you depart to send you on your way. Thank you.
Thank you to all of our wonderful performers. We're going to give them another round of applause. And before we thank Natalie one more time, it is also her birthday. So we are going to wish her a happy birthday. 1, 2, 3.
American country. We never say goodbye until we see each other again. So we're going to be doing our traveling song now. We hope everyone has a wonderful holiday season and enjoy your weekend, and thank you again for having us.